welcome to Starship Corporation. So, Starship Corporation is I'm reading this directly from the Steam page, by the way, a sci-fi simulation game. Well, I'm paraphrasing from the Steam page, let me put it that way. Where you design, assemble, and test spaceships and try to build a galactic mega corporation. You get reputation by building and selling your spacecraft, testing them in the simulations, and doing the missions. So we'll see how this works out. The game was developed by Coronado Games, and the publisher is Iceberg Interactive. And as you saw in the introduction on the way in, this key was provided to me for the sake of doing this playthrough. So, since I have never had the opportunity to play this game, first, and probably for the first episode, we're going to go through the tutorials, and then we're going to start the campaign, probably tomorrow. So, let's go through the tutorials. And I will say that the game did load fairly slow on my system, but I'm using my old system, so I don't have the resources that I had in my newer system. I would assume it would be faster on that one. And the sound was through the roof when it loaded, but the game I was playing before this had very limited sound, so I did have the sound kind of jacked up. Just be aware that it could get kind of loud when you start this game if you get it. I'll put a link to this description, or the link in the description to the Steam store link for the game. If you're interested in picking it up yourself, check it out. So let's do these 5 tutorials. And I may have to balance the sound a little bit still. So let me know if you guys see any problems with it, and I'll try to get them balanced out a little bit better. We'll do these 5 tutorials today. Tomorrow we'll start the campaign. Sandbox.
Welcome to Sandbox Creation. Here you can choose a few settings that will determine the universe your game will be in. If the tutorial window is in the way, you can minimize or maximize it any time by clicking on Tutorial at the right edge of the window. You can access the help file by pressing F1 at any time. Please click on Next to continue. Please click on My Company and choose a name for your company. Then, choose the name of your character and his or her gender. Click on Next Step to proceed with the Sandbox Settings menu.
We're going to be male. Okay, and next step.
To influence the difficulty starting out, you can choose either low starting funds for a greater challenge, or a high value to have a little help at the beginning. For this tutorial, please select a sum of 500,000 millibitcoin. Click on Previous Step to go back, and click on Next Step to progress through the Sandbox Settings menu. To set your difficulty level for later stages of the game, you can select either a higher limit, allowing you more room for mistakes, or a very low limit for a greater challenge. As soon as the credit limit is reached, the game will be over. Please select the sum 60,000 millibitcoin for your first game, and continue.
Even the game uses bitcoins. Pretty cool.
You can set the quality level at which the missions and crew management are auto-resolved. This will influence how much of the testing you'll need to do yourself. Please set auto-resolve difficulty to Easy.
The people that are responsible for testing the ship designs are doing an excellent job. The results they produce are top-notch, and I do not need to interfere with their work at all.
You can set the winning condition for this sandbox game based on your personal preferences. As soon as you reach this goal, the game is won, but you can continue playing if you want. Please select Technology Fully Unlocked.
Okay.
All necessary settings are completed and listed on the right side of the screen. Please click on Start Game to enter your new sandbox game. Welcome to the Galaxy Map tutorial. Please use the Next button to start. The game starts by entering the first quarter of the year 3020. The quarterly report shows you the financial progress of the recent quarter. Please close the report now. You can zoom in or out of the galaxy map by using the mouse wheel. You can move the view by using W, A, S, D, if not set otherwise, or clicking on the arrows at the edges of the screen.
Got it.
You can see all the known systems in the galaxy, and you can select them by clicking with the left mouse button to get more information. The yellow color on Mars signifies that your corporation already owns a shipyard at this location. Please select Mars now. In the lower left corner, you can see the icon for your shipyard. It also displays the current tax rate of the system. As this can change over time and vary a lot between available systems, you always have the option to disband your shipyard by clicking on Disband and confirming the order. If a system offers new contracts, an icon is displayed next to its name. Open contracts are shown in blue. Assigned contracts are shown in yellow. Usually contracts are only available for a few quarters until they disappear.
Okay, that's good to know.
Please select the contract named Pilot Vessel. This reveals more information about the customer's requirements, as well as the list of all your available ship classes. If ships are displayed in red, they are not fulfilling the requirements, or you do not have enough money. If they are shown in green, it's a match. Please select the pilot vessel, then Build Ship, confirming your order.
Build ship.
The shipyard now displays that a ship is being built. The icon signifies that it will take 1 quarter until completion. Some of the bigger ships can take up to 4 quarters. Please click on End Quarter at the top of the screen to end the current turn.
So it's kind of turn-based. Little bug. 99, 39, 38, 4. Don't quite know what those mean yet.
As soon as the ship is completed, you will get notified. Clicking on Delivery will enable the customer to take over the ship, and you will receive the payment. Just like before, the quarterly report displays your income and expenses. This turn, you made some significant profit. Please close the report as soon as you are ready.
Processing quarter. Total expenses. Total income. Okay, so ships are expensive.
This quarter, we will build our own ship. Select Mars again, then Build Your Own Ship, and Probe. Click on the Build Ship button in the lower right corner to start the process. Then, End Quarter.
Okay, ending the quarter.
This time, you can enter the ship's name and description before you launch it into space. The new vessel is displayed in the ship list in the upper left corner, as well as an icon in the vicinity of the solar system.
Enter ship name, okay.
If you lose this ship to an accident, please repeat the steps above to build a new one. With the ship selected from the list or the map, you'll be able to see more information about it, as well as use the option to scrap it to get back some of its original value. To send the ship, simply right-click anywhere in the map to set a waypoint.
There we go.
Hold the right mouse button to set a research waypoint onto the Delos settlements so that the ship can use its sensors to detect any dangers along the route.
Ship name, Alexandria Gale. Ship name. Am I doing that right?
If the ship is performing an action like research, roadwork, mining, or combat during flight, it travels at 60% of its maximum speed. End the current quarter to start the exploration.
Let's explore.
Your ship will encounter multiple asteroid fields on the way to Delos. They're marked as orange circles, and they're visible when a ship is selected. Mining areas are displayed in yellow, and war zones in red.
Okay.
Successfully crossing an asteroid field requires a decent rating for the asteroid field mission, which you'll learn about in the crew management tutorial. If you end another quarter, you should run into an asteroid field. Please proceed into it.
Okay. Now let's proceed.
If a system displays a contract icon, it means there are jobs available. You cannot establish a new shipyard at Delos because there is no trade route established yet, but you can build a shipyard on Acton.
Okay.
The complexity of the routes surrounding the systems represent their development level. The types of jobs you can get on different settlements depends on its location and culture, but also its current development level. If your ship is equipped with mining lasers, it can clear asteroid fields. If your ship has mining lasers and an ore mill on board, you can send it out to make a lot of money mining resources. If your ship is armed, you can send it into war zones to get rid of the hostile forces and make this part of the galaxy safer for everyone. If your ship is equipped with a hangar, it's able to board other ships for capture or rescue.
Interesting. Okay. So that can mine.
You have an old mining vessel at your disposal, the Mary Celeste. Set a research waypoint close to its current location, and you will uncover a mining zone, yellow, in the next turn. Set a mining waypoint in the middle of it to start mining.
Okay.
If you set a combat waypoint, the ship will move at only 60% of its maximum speed, but it has a higher chance of being victorious in a violent encounter along the way. The game can be saved and loaded by pressing Escape and entering the Sandbox or Campaign menu.
Okay.
Please select the contract Improved Pilot Vessel from the market on Mars. In the description, you can see that this ship needs to be equipped with a sickbay and a small armory, and both of these are not researched yet. Please change to the Research interface by selecting Department, then Research in the top menu.
All right, we're researching.
Welcome to the technology tutorial. The Advanced Pilot Vessel contract requires a small armory and a sickbay, as well as some armor for a better rating. We're going to buy and research the missing technologies now. Please use the Next button to start. This interface shows you all available facilities and fuselages that you can research over the course of your career. Items shown in blue are not researched yet. Items in green are. Items shown partially in yellow are currently being developed. If you click with your left mouse button on different items, you'll get more information about them.
Yeah, okay, interesting. All right, gives you a lot of information.
The tabs at the top let you quickly jump to the categories that interest you most. Please click on the Health tab to jump to this category now.
Okay, we're here.
In the subcategory Emergency, please select the room type Sickbay. It might be necessary to minimize the tutorial window. If you immediately want access to a certain technology, you can invest into buying it right away. Click on Buy Technology in the lower right corner and confirm the order to unlock the sickbay.
Firm technology.
Please jump to the Berthing category by selecting the tab at the top and scroll down until the Equipment category is visible. Click on Small Armory, then Buy Technology in the lower right corner and confirm the order. The ship performs much better in crew management if at least parts of its hull are armored. Please jump to the defense category. Set a quarterly budget of 2,000 millibitcoin for the armor category. The color of the value represents its efficiency. Higher values than 2,000 millibitcoin do not speed up research significantly. Please click End Quarter to let the researchers do their work. Then, at the end of the turn, on Department at the top, to return to the research interface, opening the defense category again.
Okay. So we're ending the quarter.
You can see that the research for the basic armor single is about halfway done, and the research for the larger armor is showing some progress as well. By investing into it.
Oh, okay. Yeah, made good progress. Let's start him mining or something.
As soon as the research of a specific technology has been completed, you will get a message. Then the new technology is available for building. Please switch to Ship Design to continue the tutorial.
All right, we're still processing the quarter. It's a little pokey. Ship design.
Welcome to the Ship Design tutorial. Please use the next button. In this screen, you can determine which contract you're working on and which fuselage to use. You can either click on Load to start with a pre-existing design or start a completely new blueprint, which we're going to do now. You can choose the goals for this ship design by switching between Contract, Custom, and None. Please select Contract now. Select Improved Pilot Vessel from the list of contracts. Below the contract list, you'll see the most important requirements of the selected contract.
Okay, got it. Sick bay EEV, small armory.
On the right half of the screen, you can select from a list of fuselages. Currently, only Little Bug has been researched, so please select it. You can see a short description and basic information about the fuselage just below. Please click on Start Design in the lower right corner to enter Ship Design.
It's a little technical.
In the upper left area, you'll find the Mission Progress panel. Here you can monitor how good your ship is rated. You can minimize this window by clicking on one of the arrows on the right side. In the upper right corner, you can see the Objectives panel. Here you can see the construction goals and information about your current ship design. You can minimize this window with the arrow on the bottom right.
Got it.
In the upper right corner of the Objectives panel, you can click on Change Contract to select a different contract. This way you can browse through all available contracts to see if their objectives are a fit for the current ship. At the top, you'll find the message bar. Click on the arrow at the bottom right to minimize or maximize the window. You can use this list to help you keep track of what you still need to build a fully functioning ship. At the bottom left is your ship's deck layout. You can switch between decks by clicking on the appropriate deck in the ship graphic. You can also change decks by using the page up and page down keys or the number keys 1 and 2. At the bottom of the screen, you'll see the Build menu. Please click on the Small Bridge from the Core Modules panel. You can rotate the selected room by clicking the right mouse button. You can place it anywhere by clicking the left mouse button.
How about there? That seems good.
When a room is selected, you can return to the Build menu by pressing the Space key or by clicking on the Build menu icon. Click and hold the left mouse button over the built room until it attaches to your mouse cursor, then left click again to build it in a different spot. Delete the bridge by clicking on it with the right mouse button or hitting the delete key when the room is selected. You can undo any deletion or please place the bridge at the marked location on deck B2 to be able to continue the tutorial. You're only able to build one bridge. Move or delete the one previously built. Change the deck by using the page up or the number 2 key.
Did not see the marked location. Okay.
When a room is selected, you'll see all of its requirements in the bottom right corner. You'll notice that the crew count in the objectives panel has been updated. This tells you that you now need 2 pilots to operate the bridge. Please build a standard computer now. You'll find it under Core Modules. It's preferable to build it close to the bridge because you'll need a pilot to maintain it. In this ship, place it at the marked location on deck B2.
Okay, we'll get the ship in better focus. Where are the crew modules? Life support. Corridor hatch connection. Pilot quarters? No. Standard computer.
Please select the computer. It doesn't require someone staying in it full time for the ship to operate. This means that you can send one of the bridge crew to maintain the computer. Please select the Octagal engine from the main engine tab. You can only build an engine room next to yellow areas. Please build it at the highlighted location on deck B1. Change the deck by using the page down or number 1 key.
There we go.
Please switch to Berthing and select Pilot Quarters Small, then place 2 units at the recommended locations on deck B2. You'll notice that the crew count as well as the air and water supply are being updated.
Where's the pilot's quarters? I know I just had them. Corridor pilot. Okay.
The engine room needs to be supplied by fuel tanks. Please select the small fuel tank from the storage panel and build 2 tanks at the recommended locations on deck B1. In the objectives panel, you'll see the updated fuel supply for the ship.
Where's fuel? Fuel. Right there.
Please switch to Berthing and select Tech Quarters Small and place 2 of them in the recommended locations. Some crew management missions require quick access of technicians to the engine room, therefore it's a benefit to place their quarters close to it.
Crew tank quarters.
Please place another set of 2 Tech Quarters Small at the other side of the ship. You'll now have 4 technicians available when performing a mission.
4 technicians.
Build a small air tank by selecting Storage and Air and place it in the marked location on deck B2.
B2. Small air tank.
As you can see from the objectives and message panel, the air tank is not enough to supply the current crew count for the required mission duration. Please place another tank at the indicated location.
167%. That ought to be
The
enough.
decks of the ship need to be connected. Select the stairway from the Infrastructure and Connections tab and place it at the highlighted area on deck B1. You can choose if you want to build down from deck B2 or up from deck B1 by clicking on the arrows at the right side of the stairway icon in the build menu. If a lift or a stairway cannot be built up or down because it would intersect with a room or lead into space, it's shown in red. You'll also need water tanks to supply the crew for the entire mission duration. Select the small water tank from Storage and Water and place one now on the marked location on deck B2.
Water. I now have water. Water supply. Got it.
Now place another one at the other side of the stairway to fulfill the objectives. Take a moment to maximize the message panel to see what you still need to do. As you can see, the ship is still in need of life support, water treatment, EEVs and hatches, sickbay, and armory. Fuel and range are marked red because the fuel tanks are not powered up yet. Orange messages are optional tasks. You can find life support under Health. Construct one at the indicated location on deck B2.
Life support.
Water treatment can be found in the life support category. Construct the water treatment at the indicated location on deck B2.
Didn't do much for our water supply.
Water treatment needs medical personnel to operate properly. The objectives panel has been updated to show the new crew requirements. Please select the berthing category and build one medic quarters small at the indicated location. All rooms are still without a power supply. Please select a small nuclear generator from the Power tab and build it at the marked location on. Water treatment needs medical personnel to operate properly. The objectives panel has been updated to show the new crew requirements. Please select the berthing category and build one medic quarters small at the indicated location.
There we go.
All
Our
rooms are
alignment
still
will
without
allow.
a power supply. Please select a small nuclear generator from the Power tab and build it at the marked location on deck B2.
We have power.
When a generator is selected, you can see how much power a single generator produces and how much energy is still available on this deck.
We got about half.
If a room or a power generator is selected, you can see 3 numbers in the lower right corner. By clicking on a number, you can switch the grid number of a room or generator. A generator only supplies power to rooms with the same grid number. Please leave it on grid 1.
Okay.
Please select the water treatment. The red lightning icon signifies a room without a power supply. You can see how much power is needed in the room information.
Amount of electrical power needed.
The small generator is not enough to power all the rooms on this deck. Please place another one at the marked location.
And those 2 generators should be enough.
The lower deck needs power as well. Please place another small generator right next to the engine room. Some rooms, like the engine room and the generator rooms, need cooling. This is indicated by a red temperature icon.
Oh, there we
Please
go.
build a small cooling unit from the cooling tab at the highlighted areas on deck B1 to accommodate this. This room type can only be built adjacent to the hull. The cooling generator is marked with red arrows. This means that these rooms still need to be sealed by an outer hatch. Select the cooling hatch from the Infrastructure/Hatches tab and build it next to the cooling generator at the marked location.
Cooling hatch. There we go.
Please select the engine room. You can see how much cooling is needed at the right side of the room information panel. The engine room requires all the cooling the small cooling unit provides. To be able to cool the power generator as well, please place another cooling unit at the indicated spot.
Can be hard to remember those cooling
Place
hatches.
a cooling hatch to seal the newly built. Life support, computer, and generators on deck B2 still need cooling. Please place a cooling unit at the marked location and seal it with a cooling hatch.
Cooling. And then cooling hatch. There we go.
Open the Health and Emergency category. Select and place the sickbay at the recommended location on deck B1.
Sick bay B1. A lot of room in this ship.
Press F or open the File drop-down menu to save the current blueprint. Enter a name you like and hit Save.
Guess we want save blueprint. I call it a name, so we'll call it Ship 1. Very creative.
Select the small armory from berthing and equipment and place it at the marked location on deck B2.
Heavy equipment, armory, dropped.
Now you need to connect all the rooms on the ship so the crew can move around and access them. First, select a hatch from Infrastructure and Hatches and build 2 hatches on the highlighted locations on deck B2.
Hatch. Just want hatch.
Now select a Corridor 1 segment from Infrastructure and Corridors and place it between the hatches.
Corridor 1. Got it.
You can connect distances of 2 grid tiles more effectively by using the large hatch. Select it from Infrastructure and Hatches and place it between the stairway and the armory. You might need to rotate the hatch to fit. Large hatches can only be attached to rooms or corridors in one direction.
Ah, here we go. Got it.
Please place enough hatches to connect every room on the ship. You can keep track of which rooms are still not connected by watching out for the bright red borders.
Ooh, crap. What did I just delete? Oh, need hatch. It says that's not connected. All right. Let's go down. Connect these.
Take a quick look at the messages bar up top. You can now see that the ship needs an exit hatch. The crew has to be able to enter or leave the ship somewhere. It can be placed anywhere along the hull, preferably at the marked location next to the engine room on deck B1.
Oh, here. It's showing me. Got an exit hatch.
The small power generator does not produce enough power to supply all rooms and hatches on deck B1. Please place another small nuclear generator at the marked location next to the engine room. Also, create a hatch to connect the generator with the engine room.
Now we'll hatch it up. All right.
In case of an emergency where the crew has to abandon the ship, there needs to be enough emergency escape vehicles for the entire crew. Select Health, then Emergency, and place 2 EEVs at the marked locations on deck B1 and connect them with hatches. EEVs run on battery and do not require power.
And then hatches. The hatches are going to be hard to remember.
The blueprint is now ready for simulation. All requirements are fulfilled and the ship is fully functional. You can create a ship class by clicking on Prepare for Simulation in the File drop-down menu. After a new window checks the integrity of your design, you can save the blueprint as a ship class by clicking on Save Ship Class.
Prepare for simulation. Save ship class. Now we're saving it. Test and crew management.
Welcome to the basic crew management tutorial. If the tutorial window is in the way, you can minimize or maximize it anytime by clicking on Tutorial at the right edge of the window. First, you will learn how to test your ship and crew in the standard operation mission, learning basic interface functionality, and familiarizing yourself with unit commands. If you started this tutorial out of context and there is no ship name displayed next to ship class, you will first need to load Improved Pilot Vessel class using the File menu at the top left corner. On the left side of the screen, you can see a list of missions your ship can perform in. SOP missions test the standard operation of the ship, ERS missions simulate different kinds of emergencies, and HEP missions test encounters with hostile forces. Please select the standard operation. On the upper right side of the screen, you can set the number of crew members you want the ship to have. Reducing the crew can give you additional points as it saves money. This tutorial needs all crew members available, so please leave it as is.
Leave as it is.
The objectives show you what the mission will be about. Most missions have a time limit that you'll need to keep in mind. In the lower right, you can see an overview of the points you'll get for each mission.
Minus 140 points.
Please start the mission now by clicking on the button in the lower right corner. The information panel in the upper left corner shows you how far mission...
Okay, starting the mission.
All systems online.
The information panel in the upper left corner shows you how far mission time has progressed, how good your rating is so far, and why. In the top right corner, you're getting information about the name of your current mission, mission time, damage to the ship, the surplus energy available, and the available air and water supply. Below that, you can see how many rooms are in operation, how many are damaged or destroyed. You can also see how many crew members are healthy, injured, or dead.
Got it.
At the beginning, the mission is not yet started, but you can still look at all the decks and make plans ahead. Please start the mission now. You can pause the mission at any time by pressing P. It's also possible to speed up or slow down simulation speed by clicking plus or minus in the upper right corner or using the F10 or F11 keys. Please pause the game now.
Okay, we are paused.
Please select the small bridge on deck B2. The room's information panel at the bottom shows information about the crew type and number needed for operation and when the next maintenance is due. This bridge needs a permanent crew of 2 pilots. The green icon above the room warns you that this room is currently losing efficiency.
Got it. Overdue maintenance.
Rooms have to be checked regularly or manned permanently to avoid malfunctions. A green icon shows you that pilots are needed, a blue icon needs technicians, white is for medics, and red is for soldiers. Please select the life support. For this room to stay 100% efficient, 1 technician needs to be present every 2 minutes and 40 seconds.
Where's the life support?
You can select single crew members by left-clicking on their flag and adding additional units by holding Shift while clicking. You can also hold and drag the left mouse button to select multiple units, or double-click on a unit to select all crew members with the same profession. Please select all units on this deck. For many missions, it's best to equip crew members with suits to be able to survive longer. However, they move much slower when equipped with suits. With all units selected, click and hold the right mouse button and use the action menu to select Put on Suit. Please repeat this process for all other units on the ship. Unpause the game to let them put on their suits.
Where is the action? Oh,
I cannot comply, sir. Go, move it!
You give move orders by clicking with the right mouse button. Morale has a big influence on movement speed. Also, units will move fastest in corridors and slowest in rooms that are damaged or without power. Please select the pilots and send them to the bridge, then pause the game again.
Let's get out of here. Ready. Waiting for orders.
I don't know, they move pretty quick in their suits.
The bridge and the computer room both need to be maintained by pilots. Please create a route for one of the pilots between these 2 rooms by holding Control and clicking the right mouse button. You can add waypoints later. Move them by clicking and dragging with the left mouse button, delete or change them by clicking and holding the right mouse button on a waypoint. When creating the waypoint for the bridge, or after it has been created, click and hold the right mouse button on the waypoint to make use of the action menu and place a wait waypoint. You can set a time of about 10 seconds by moving the mouse up or down. The further you move it away, the higher or lower the time. The bridge needs to regain efficiency after the pilot has been away for a while.
Ten seconds.
Please select 3 of the technicians and create a group by pressing Control and any number key between 1 and 9. Groups can be removed by pressing Control and 0. Grouped crew members will wait for each other at waypoints. Select a group by pressing Shift and a number key.
Okay, 3 technicians. Create a group by pressing Control 0. Okay, I guess I made a group.
Mechanical malfunctions occur when the room is low on efficiency. They slowly damage and destroy the room over time if not removed. Send a technician close to the malfunction in one of the fuel tanks to repair it.
Roger that. I got it. Move it! Stand by.
You can look up any computer message by opening the message log at the top. You can also switch to the relevant deck by clicking on each message.
Small fuel tank. No, it's that one. Okay.
Electrical malfunctions occur when the room is low on efficiency. They'll disconnect a power line if not removed quickly. Send a technician close to the malfunction in the sickbay to deal with it.
Eyes and ears.
Okay, deal with it.
Ready.
Are you dealing?
Go. Objective reached.
Fires break out when rooms are not cooled properly. For training, a fire has been started in one of the fuel tanks. You can extinguish it by standing close to it, but the unit will take damage from the heat and smoke. Suits are helpful to avoid injury. The best units to combat fire are military units, but you can use all professions.
Eyes and ears. Waiting for your command. Commencing patrol now, sir. Stand by for orders.
One of your technicians is injured. If his condition is below 50%, he'll slowly bleed to death. You either need to get him into sickbay or use the medic's healing ability to stabilize him at 50%. Move the medic right next to the technician to stabilize him. A white arrow above the medic shows that he's currently healing a crew member.
J'ai compris. J'y vais.
Hey, there he goes.
Okay.
When a room is damaged over 50%, it shuts down. The power button flickers and cannot be activated as long as the room is not repaired. Just send some technicians into the sickbay to repair it and bring it back online. A green arrow above the technician shows that he is currently repairing a room.
Ready. Moving out, sir.
You can turn on or off any room by using its power button at the bottom right. In the standard operation mission, all core modules, bridge, computer, life support, and engine room need to be running permanently. Hatches can be locked and unlocked by clicking and holding the left mouse button when over a hatch. Holding a bit longer and moving the mouse up or down opens a menu where you can lock or unlock all hatches at once. Using technicians or soldiers, hatches can also be welded shut or cut open. Click and hold the right mouse button when over a hatch to use the action menu for it. Please remove all personnel from any water tank before continuing to the next step.
Where is the water tank?
A hull breach lowers air pressure in all rooms that are not sealed off, displayed in yellow. It'll drain your air supply, but it also takes oxygen away from any ongoing fires. Close all the hatches to the affected room and turn off its power. You can see that this will stop the air loss. To repair the hull breach, send one of your technicians to the breach. Be careful though not to send him too close as long as there's air flowing or he'll get sucked out into space.
Let's go. Go. Stand by for your command.
Oops. I guess he went outside. How do I close all hatches of the effective
J'y vais.
room? Okay.
Acknowledged. Eyes and ears.
How do I close the hatches?
Objective complete.
Check for all the rooms that need maintenance by technicians, and then create a route with your 3-man group to cover all of them before returning to the engine room. For the waypoint at the engine room, use the action wait to let them remain there for at least 10 seconds so that the efficiency can get back up before they leave again for another patrol.
Okay. You got a technician.
Go, go, go.
Okay, I guess I do not have the hatch closed.
J'ai compris. On a atteint l'objectif.
A hull breach lowers air. Using technicians or soldiers, hatches can also be welded shut or cut open. Click and hold the right mouse button when over a hatch to use the action menu for it. Please remove all personnel from any water tank before continuing to the next step.
that's how.
Ready.
A hull breach lowers air pressure in all rooms that are not sealed off, displayed in yellow. It'll drain your air supply, but it also takes oxygen away from any ongoing fires. Close all the hatches to the affected room and turn off its power. You can see that this will stop the air loss. To repair the hull breach, send one of your technicians to the breach. Be careful, though, not to send him too close as long as there's air flowing, or he'll get sucked out into space.
Okay, that didn't work.
J'y vais. Ready. Go, 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 on bouge. Quels sont les ordres?
Did I seal it? Seal.
Let's go, on bouge. Let's get out of here.
See if he can seal it now.
Move out. I got it.
Check for all the rooms that need maintenance by technicians, and then create a route with your 3-man group to cover all of them before returning to the engine room. For the waypoint at the engine room, use the action wait to let them remain there for at least 10 seconds so that the efficiency can get back up before they leave again for another patrol. If you send one of your crew members away on some errand, the rest of the group will wait for him at the next waypoint. If the crew member has completed his temporary task, select Return to Patrol from the All penalties and mission time have been reset. After you manage to run the ship for 10 minutes without any of the core modules failing, bridge, computer, engine room, water treatment, and life support, this mission will be completed. If you want to skip ahead to the end, click Next. Please save the rating for this mission to the ship class file. The on or off status of each room will be saved, as well as the position and equipment of each crew member. If you'd like to do better, you can hit Retry. Select Menu to return to Mission Selection now. The rating for the last mission has been added to the list, as well as included in the overall rating of this ship class. The number of crew members that have been used for the... To speed up the rating process, you can always choose to auto-resolve single missions, mission groups, or all missions at once. Please select the... The rating... Please save the... All penalties and mission time have been... Please save the rating for this mission to the ship class file. The on or off status of each room will be saved, as well as the position and equipment of each crew member. If you'd like to do better, you can hit Retry. Select Menu to return to Mission Selection now. The rating for the last mission has been added to the list, as well as included in the overall rating of this ship class. The number of crew members that have been used for this... To speed up the rating process, you can always choose to auto-resolve single missions, mission groups, or all missions at once. Please select the mission Red Alert, then click on Auto Resolve Mission in the lower right corner. If the result of the mission is lower than the value you have already achieved by playing the mission yourself, you can click on Cancel and the ratings stay the same.
I did standard mission.
If you like
That's
the new
right.
value and want to keep it, you can click Apply Mission Results.
7 points. Not too bad.
To quickly take a look at the ship's possible performance, you can use the Auto Resolve All function. Click on it to see how the ship is doing in all missions. Please apply the new values. If you want to skip the rest of the missions and move on to selling this ship right away, please click on Skip. Otherwise, Next.
Well, we're not doing too bad, are we? Didn't do well on the pirate missions, but we don't have any weapons.
Please select Red Alert to start the mission. Select OK to remove all HEP mission ratings.
All right.
Red alert.
First, select all units on each deck and let them put on their suits by using the right-click action menu. In hostile encounters, they'll need all the protection they can get. Pause the game as soon as everybody is suited up.
Go, move it. Move it. Not a problem, sir. Move it. Not a problem, sir.
Suiting up.
Ready, check.
Select all units on each deck and right-click anywhere within the ship. Use the Take Ammo action to send all crew members to pick up ammo on Deck B2. Unpause the game to let them move to the armory.
Go,
move it.
Not a problem.
Get out of here. Go, move it.
Aye, move it.
Everybody going to the armory.
Move it. In position. Waiting for your command.
You can see the amount of ammo each person is carrying in the orange bar at the top of their flags or in the lower right corner of the information panel if a single unit is selected.
Okay, everybody's got ammo.
As soon as everyone's equipped, you can also determine their start position for all combat missions now if you want. Just place the units anywhere within the ship where you think they're best prepared to counter a boarding attempt. End the alarm by clicking on the Red Alert button on the right or by End Mission in the mission panel on the left.
There we go.
If a unit is not fully equipped, you'll be warned. Please save the mission and return to the menu. The Red Alert rating has been added to the overall SOP rating of the ship, and all HEP missions have been unlocked.
Let's auto-resolve it. Oh, we'll get our 7 points back. There we go.
Please select Yellow Alert to start the mission. Select OK
All right,
to
we're
remove
gonna skip
all
these.
ERS mission ratings. Take a look at the overall rating of the ship class. SOP should be equal to or more than the required 15, ERS should be at least 30, and HEP should be more than 5 to fulfill the contract. Please switch back to the galaxy map.
So we got to do HEPs. There we go. We'll save them.
Expand the improved pilot vessel again. The matching ship classes for this contract appear in the lower half of the screen. It should be the provided improved pilot vessel and the ship you have created in this tutorial.
Approved pilot vessel.
Click on Build Ship in the lower right corner and confirm the order. After pressing End Quarter, you have finally finished this contract and received the payment.
It's pretty intense.
If you're left with unanswered questions about any part of the game at this point, please let us know. We want to improve this introduction as much as possible. Thank you for using the Starship Corporation tutorial. You can exit the tutorial to continue to the current game.
Okay, so was that... Go back to the menu. Tutorials, is that all of them? Yeah, that's all the tutorials. This game's a lot more complicated than I thought it was going to be. I thought it was going to be fairly easy and just some ship designing and crew training, but this is really heavy management, so a lot more in depth than I thought it was going to be, which is a good thing. I thought it was going to be just a quickie spaceship automated combat whatnot game, but it's got some depth to it. I like that. And on the plus side, I've been playing for about an hour now and it hasn't crashed. So that was one thing that I think I'd read a lot about in the forums, was a lot of crashing, and I did not experience any. So we're going to pick up the campaign tomorrow and see where we go with that. See if we can retain any of this. But I've got to get this prepped and uploaded and ready to go. So we will start on that now, and hopefully it'll finish sometime and I can get it queued up. But I hope you enjoyed it. This is a little info heavy in the tutorial, so I didn't comment as much as I would like. Hopefully in the actual campaign I'll be able to spend more time interacting and less time trying to figure out what I'm supposed to be clicking on. So good game, I think. If you agree, there's a link in the description below where you can pick up a copy yourself. And if you're not sure, continue to watch and you can see how the game develops. I'm no expert on this game. I'm playing it for the first time along with you guys, so this would be the same steps you would go through to figure out how it works. Hope you enjoyed the video, and thank you for watching, and I'll talk to you guys later. See ya!